Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm so lonely. The last time I was in this studio, Corey was with me and we had rearranged our background and everything to accommodate two people, and oh man, now it's just me. Anyway, that was super fun to have Corey in studio, and that our masterclass was, if you were there, it was a bit crazy. we had never done a Zoom webinar before, and so we did not know like all of the little intricacies. We didn't know that you had to register twice. And there was confusion about signing up for the waitlist versus signing up for the webinar. And now our support box is like going crazy. And oh my gosh, it has been a week. I've never been more thankful for Friday than I am today. Oh my goodness. So we are, life has been super crazy over the last couple of months as we have furiously been getting the advanced course finished, furiously been getting the January issue of the gym finished, furiously been getting the cleanup course finished. And so now, we're still busy, we're still crazy busy. We have the February issue of the gym coming, which is, it's going to be new. This is year 2. So last year we started in February with the gym. So that was the first year of the gym. Now it's year 2, and things are going to be different. This is going to be like a different experience. And so we've got that coming up. That's exciting. And then also, of course, I'm working on payroll, which, as I may have mentioned 1,000 or so times, the test this year is completely different than it has been for the last 2 years. This is the third year that they've had that certification test. This year's test, completely different. So I have to get in and study it. I always say I study until my eyes bleed. And so I have to get in and study it, rebuild it, and all of that stuff. But I really want to get it to you as quickly as possible. Obviously, some of you have already paid for it. You paid for it in the November Black November deal that we had. So I appreciate your patience. I'm pretty sure that I'll have it done by February 1st. I really am committed to getting it to you as soon as possible because I know a lot of you are looking forward to getting those 200 points that you need for your Pro Advisor directory listing. Just if you're new, just a reminder, they changed the Pro Advisor directory listing qualifications a couple months ago. It's now based not just on certifications, but also on points. And so the easiest way to get the minimum points is to have all 3 certifications, basic, payroll, and advanced. If you do that is 500 points. All the rest of the points are related to having clients, the products that your clients are subscribed to, the number of clients that you have. So if you're brand new starting out and you don't have any clients yet, or you have one little simple client that doesn't have that many products, you're not going to get that points. And I don't know, I'm always recommending that you guys listen to the unofficial QuickBooks Accountants podcast that Alicia Pollock-Katz and Hector Garcia host. It is absolutely my favorite podcast, and I am on the edge of my seat waiting for the next issue to come out every time. But one thing that Alicia pointed out recently when they were talking about the new point system, and I don't know, Intuit's going to have to address this, but if you have one really big client, okay, so it's one client but they do a lot of stuff. They have a lot of features and whatever. You're actually going to get less points than if you have a ton of little clients. So that doesn't seem very fair. Like if you have one big client, that you like, that's all you do is work for them and they just have a lot, it seems like you should get credit for that. So I don't know, they're always joking about whether Intuit actually listens to their podcast or not. But I don't know, hopefully they'll take care of that. So anyway, so that's payroll. So but the big push that we were getting all of like the major stuff done, that is behind us. You guys now have it in your hot little hands. And so now we can start getting into like a more even keel, and we can get more back to the things that we do here on this live stream, which is hands-on exercises. I do tend to use this live stream for like announcements and to talk to everybody, but really the purpose of it is for us to walk through hands-on exercises together. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're getting back into the rhythm, and part of the reason for that is Booksmatch, which I don't have Booksmatch pulled up to show you today. Can I quickly do it? Can I quickly do it? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to dive right into the exercises. All right. So the first thing that we need to do is my little introduction. I'm always talking before I actually introduce it. So I am going to hop over and say, welcome to today's live stream. I am Margie Remmers-Davis, creator of the Fast and Easy Way to QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certification. And this is our weekly live stream that we have every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern inside our Facebook group. I did get the cursor loaded, but I forgot to turn it on. So here we go. And those of you guys know, so I got a new computer a few weeks ago, and I forgot to load the new cursor on it. So I did that, but the new version of the cursor has this little blue outline, and you can't change it. So I think I'm gonna have to get a new cursor program. But anyway, at least I have a cursor, like a highlighted cursor now. So anyway, so we are, so this is streamed live inside of our free Facebook group, which is called the QBO Gym Locker Room. I just feel like watching a video or reading a book doesn't actually help you actually learn QuickBooks. Like I want you to actually do it. I want you to actually do it hands-on. Okay, so that's why we're here. So you'll notice, those of you who have been around for a while, I finally changed the banner. Banner. It was outdated, so we've got a fresh banner for this year. And in it, I mentioned our free Getting Started course. This course is for all of you who are brand new. Now, I did mention that in the email and in the description for today, we are going back to basics. We've been talking about a lot of advanced stuff the last couple of weeks, and we have a ton of brand new people. So we're going back to basics today. We're going to start on some very, very simple exercises, and not from the Getting Started course, but if you are brand new and you are in the locker room, then you have access to this free Getting Started course that teaches you how to get your free QBOA, that's QuickBooks Online Accountant account, teaches you how to get your free QuickBooks Online Accountant account, how to access the free sample company so you can actually practice. It teaches you some basic terminology about QuickBooks Online, some basic navigation in QuickBooks Online, and it includes hands-on exercises for you to kind of get oriented. Now, as a member of the locker room, you automatically get, if you need it, you don't have to have it, but if you need it, if you want it, you automatically get that for free. If we're just in the process of transitioning to make sure that everybody has it. And so Just give us a couple weeks. But if you want it for right now and you don't have it, email support@fastandeasyqbo.com and we will add it. We'll get you added to it. Okay. But for everybody, like soon in a couple weeks, this is going to be just everybody's going to have it. Okay. Also, as part of the locker room, this is separate from the Getting Started course. Just by being in the locker room, you have access to over 100 free exercises. Over 100 free exercises so that you can practice using QuickBooks Online, so that you can learn all of the different features. We have basic ones, we have advanced ones. Okay, so over 100 free exercises, and new this year, in fact, new starting today, we are going to have a free exercise of the week. The reason that we're going to have a free exercise of the week, actually, I'll talk about that in a second. And then obviously you have access to the free, or to these live streams. If you are watching the live stream live, that's when you get your free exercise of the week. If you're not already a member of the QBO Gym, if you're a member of the QBO Gym, so the locker room is free. The QBO Gym is our paid subscription. If you are in the paid subscription version, you automatically get the exercise of the week. If you are in the free version, the locker room, you get it by attending the live stream. Okay, so we'll get that to you in just a minute today. Okay, the live stream is always Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is what we are now. Now, also in the locker room, there is a welcome post right here in the featured section. There is a post that has a link to a spreadsheet that's how you access all of the exercises. Notice it says fiscal year 23. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Anyway, but here it is. It's opening it up, the welcome. Notice that it said fiscal year 23. We have all of the fiscal year 24 exercises, and hopefully the next couple of days that link will be changed. So you have all of the 2024 exercises, and they're in a new format. So the new format is what we're going to go over today. And that's it. All right. So I'm in the locker room. So this is the locker room that's free. I mentioned the QBO Gym. The QBO Gym is our subscription product. So in addition to the over 100 exercises that you get free for being in the locker room, in the gym is a monthly subscription, and you get a packet of exercises every month. The difference between the free exercises and the exercises that you pay for, let me go back here for just a second, because I have a video also in the featured section. What's the difference? So you can watch that, or I'm going to explain it right now. Okay. So the difference between the free exercises and the gym is the free exercises are just one-off. You're learning a particular concept, a particular feature. You do one exercise about it and you're done. Okay. The gym is an experience. Okay. The gym is the experience of being a bookkeeper for a month for our fictitious business owner, which is Craig. Okay. So it's as if you are, Joel likes to say, like a flight simulator for bookkeepers. It's like you are the bookkeeper, and you sit down and you work end to end. You work from the moment you sit down, you process any money that has come in, any expenses, you process the bank feeds, then you go and you send invoices, maybe you pay bills. In the strength training section, it's a deep dive into one particular concept. And the January issue is all about cleanup. And so in the strength training, we learn all about how to clean up the opening balance equity account. But all of the exercises are related somehow to cleanup or troubleshooting or whatever in the January issue. Okay. The gym, by having a subscription to the gym, that is connected to your Booksmatch account. Everybody gets a Booksmatch account. It's basically just your dashboard where you access all of your courses. But if you're in the gym, you can turn it on so that external people, third parties, recruiters, businesses, small businesses that are looking for bookkeepers, they can find you in Booksmatch and see that you are actively working on these exercises and see how you rank against other people and select you and contact you. And so we are actively working on. Just yesterday we had I'm going to take off the desktop for a sec. Yes, just yesterday we had another demo of Booksmatch to a recruiting firm. We want to highlight you. And actually, I am going to pull up Booksmatch because this is important. Because during the demo yesterday, I pulled up a couple of people's profiles to show you guys off. And they hadn't been set up correctly. So I do want to go over that quickly to make sure you guys set up, because if you're clicking your little thing that says open to work, then that means we're like showing you off as we do these demos and talk to more people. All right, now I pulled it up, so let me go back. Okay, so this is your accountant profile. Now, Kim here has not done a very good job setting up his or her profile. So obviously you want to change your picture. Now, we do get some people that write to us and say they can't upload the picture. There is a 1 gigabyte limit on the picture. So make sure that and if you should be getting an error message. For some reason, people are saying, I can't load the picture, but it's just not loading. But you should be getting an error message. So if it's not loading and you're not getting an error message, then let us know. But there's 1 gig. But here's what we did yesterday that we pulled up 2 people. The first person we pulled up for the demo yesterday, and I've already written to that person. So if you're wondering if it's you, I wrote to that person and told them that I had done this. I was like, I demoed your profile today and you had problems. Is you upload your certifications. And when you upload your certification, you want to upload the certification that has your name on it. Okay. Not the badge. Okay. The badge, anybody can get the badge, right? It's just the badge. But the certification has your name on it. I'm a little nervous to click this. I don't know if I put mine in Kim Carson. Yeah, okay, good. Phew, that's my certification. So this is what it should look like when you upload it, okay? So, because the recruiters are going to click on it to look at your certification. So make sure that when you add your certifications, you're adding. And the way that you get that is the same way that you get your badge, is you go into your certification hub and you download, it's a zip file, and the badge is in the same zip file as the certification. So, all right. I'm seeing in the chat that I said 1 gig, and Joel is saying it's 1 megabyte. Is that right? The 1 megabyte size limit, or 1 gig size? I don't know. Whatever. If you are having trouble uploading your picture, then then make it a smaller size. Okay. So the first thing is to make sure that when you upload your certifications, you are actually uploading the certificate and not the badge. The second thing is upload your certifications, because the second person we pulled up didn't, and I know this person is certified, which is why I picked this person from the list. This is how the demo went. The demo went, okay, and so we're going to show you the details of this person. This person is highest ranked on the list, so we'll pull up that person, and you can see their certifications right here. Click the certification. It was a badge, okay? So it was like, oh, oops, never mind. Let me pick another person. So I picked another person from the list, and I picked this person because I knew this person. I knew this person was actively working, always on the ball, always on top of things. And I pulled up that profile and said, oh, okay, this person, and they hadn't linked any certifications at all. I was like, okay, well, let's pick another person. So that was kind of embarrassing. That's what happened to me yesterday. Okay. So, all right. And so then load that. And then right now, so eventually Booksmatch will have its own review system. We don't have that, and that is very complicated to do. So temporarily, just as we're getting started, you can link to your ProAdvisor reviews and your Google My Business reviews here. And I saw somebody asked about a LinkedIn profile. We don't have a specific spot for that. I noticed that some people are adding it to their description. And I would recommend that you do that. The reason we're not going to put LinkedIn profile on there right now is because eventually we want the recruiters, the hiring people, we want them to stay on our platform. We don't want them to actually leave the platform, because right now, honestly, if you have a recruiter reach out to you because they found you on Booksmatch, we have zero record of that. Like, we don't know. It just shows your email, just like Kim Carson here. The email is right here. And so like that person could just email you and you wouldn't know that they came. Nobody knows that they came from Booksmatch. But obviously that's something we want to track. And so eventually we're going to keep it in platform. All right. So that's enough about Booksmatch, I think. All right. Let me go back to what we're doing today. Okay, so, oh, dang it. I forgot. The whole reason I brought up Booksmatch was because of your activity level. Oh my gosh, guys. It's been a long, week, but it's also been a long couple of months. Okay, so here we are again on Booksmatch. The whole reason I mentioned it is because of the activity, activity level. Okay, so for the activity level, one of the early recruiter people that we talked to said, I need to know that person is still actively looking for work, because just because you turn on the open to work, you could have turned that on 6 months ago, totally forgot about it, and you're full. You're not actually taking new clients. Okay, so this recruiter, it was a staffing agency, and she's like, oh my gosh, she said, I waste so much time reaching out to people and saying, hey, I've got a job for you, and they say, I'm not looking right now. And so she's like, I need you to have in your system, have some kind of check to make sure that they are actively working. So we said, okay, well, we have this activity status, so we're not going to do it every week, but we do have every 2 weeks. So if you have upskilled, meaning you've done exercises, if you've done exercises in the gym within the last 2 weeks, your activity status will say high activity. And our early testers of Booksmatch said, well, I only get exercises once a month. So I'm going to go in for a month, do all my gym exercises, and then I'm never going to go into the gym again. So that looks bad. And so that's one reason why we wanted to create this exercise of the week. The other one is the speed. Okay, so what we're really trying to do with Booksmatch is we're really trying to balance it out so that people who have been in the gym for a long time, so if you've been in for a long time, that means you've done a lot of work. right? So we don't want the people who are brand new to be penalized just because they're new. So we added this factor in of how quickly somebody is rising. Okay, so if you're like actively working, then we want to be able to demonstrate, okay, you're actively working and working up the ranks. And so that we could balance out the people that who just aren't working because everything's done. But then, see, this is all like the math and calculation and statistics and stuff that that we go through here in the corporate office. Is that okay? Well, then that actually penalizes the people who have done everything. There's nothing left to do, and they how can they demonstrate that that they are actively working? So that's why the solution. So having an exercise of the week affects both of these things. Okay. And then the third thing is I realized, well, I do a live stream every Friday. Why don't we just make this exercise of the week available for free? That way you don't have to be a member of the gym. You can get this exercise of the week. You can get an extra week. Now, if you're not in the gym, you're not going to see it here. But it's still like more practice for you. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the gym. I see there's tons of questions there. How does the recruiter find me? Iris is asking, is there a special page the recruiter goes to? Yes, it's booksmatch.us. So right now we're not like really advertising it generally. There's no like sales page or sign up or anything like that because we're still demoing it. We're still having these one-on-one conversations with recruiters because we want we want it to be useful for them, and we want to make sure that it's so it's ramping up. It's ramping up. Okay, should we exercise? Oh my gosh, it's 11:29, guys, and we have not touched an exercise. So here, now that I've explained everything about the gym and Booksmatch and all of that stuff, you will now see, if you are a member of the gym, underneath, so this is the current issue, underneath the current issue is now this exercise of the week. Now, there's not going to be an exercise of the week, boom, exercise of the week. That would like take up too much space. That would be ridiculous. So all of the exercises of the week are in this one. I don't love where it's located. My team suggested this. I don't like it because it's all this blank space here, and I feel like it's kind of jarring. But the team member that was working with me on it last night said we want it to stand out. Like I was kind of thinking, well, what if we put it up here, or something? And she said, well, we want it to stand out. I don't know that I love it. So if any of you guys have opinions or ideas of like where it should be, I mean, another option would for it to be up here. I don't know. Like, talk to me. You're also going to obviously get an email. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be. But for right now, this is where it is. So I'm going to go to the exercise of the week. Here we go. There's no video. I will eventually, maybe today because I have makeup on, I will record a little video of what I just described of why we have an exercise of the week. See, I have coming soon. Okay, so here is the exercise we're doing today. Finally, oh my gosh, let's finally do an exercise. Okay, so here is the exercise for the week. This is week 1. That's why it says W1. And Joel, those of you who are not in the gym, so if you're in the gym and you want credit for the exercise of the week, you have to do it inside the gym. Okay, you have to do it inside the gym and then click this little thing. But if you're not in the gym, then Joel is putting it in the chat, and so you can get it for free. That's the benefit of being live on the live stream. Okay, so I'm going to click here to practice the chart of accounts. Now, this exercise, and probably all of the exercises this year, will be Pro Advisor Challenge exercises. Okay, So let me explain what a Pro Advisor Challenge is. Okay, and it explains it here, but I will go over it. Okay, so when you have a QBOA account, so again, that is a QuickBooks Online accountant account. So here I am inside of my, not mine, obviously, a QBOA account. And you can tell that it's QBOA because it says accountant up here. The left navigation bar is gray, not black. And it says accountant tools right here. Okay, so this is an accountant account, which all of you listening to the sound of my voice should have your own accountant account. Okay, so when you go inside your accountant account and you go to Pro Advisor and then Training, okay, this is the whole training center. Okay, this first, the training home, my little cursor doesn't like to follow me inside this frame, so I'll just kind of park it there. Isn't that lovely? Have you guys seen that kind of shaky thing on the new menu? Good times. Oh, and it lost my cursor. Dang it. Got to park it again. Okay. So anyway, so this is the training home, and it's just got some, basic information. And then you have the personalized path. This personalized path is you can answer some questions based on what your goals are, and it will provide you with a list of training that helps you accomplish those goals. I don't know what I said my goal was for this. But anyway, so they have a recommended training path based on what you say your goals are, including, if you're trying to pass the certification test. Okay. The certification hub is if you have not passed the test, then this is where you go to take the exam. If you have already taken the test, then this is where you go to download your certifications. That zip file I was telling you about, the certification that you need to upload on Booksmatch, that's where you are going, okay? The training library, which is where I spend most of my time, is all of the training that they have available completely. Okay, and by looking at the training library, because the personalized path is filtered based on just your goals, the training library is where there is everything. Okay, so they have training on QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Payments, QuickBooks Online Payroll, QuickBooks Time. These are the product ones, and then they have some other skills type here. Okay, so this is all of the Intuit training. And if you go inside the Intuit, inside the QuickBooks Online training, you'll see that there are different modules. Okay, let me hop back to the exercise that we're doing today. Okay, so here's kind of the instructions. So this is what we've done so far. We've gone to training, we've gone to training library, we're in QuickBooks Online right now, and now we want the module that is getting started. So it is that getting started tab. Okay, so getting started, tile, not tab. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so inside the getting started module, there are all of these different numbered lessons. Okay, and then the one that we're going to do today is 5 chart of accounts. Okay, so right here, 5 chart of accounts. And then we are going to, okay, so inside this training, and here's kind of the topics, you'll see that there is something called the Pro Advisor Challenge. Now, the Pro Advisor Challenge is Intuit's attempt to give you a hands-on exercise. This link right here will not always work. So I'm going to click it right now and it will go down there. Okay, it will go directly to the Pro Advisor. You'll notice that when I did that, I landed on this bubble 8. These bubbles each represent a section of the training, okay? You can't always just hop to the bottom. If there is a section that has subsections, let's see if this one does. This one doesn't, but sometimes there will be subsections, and you can't skip past the subsections. So sometimes you have to click the subsections first. And then always, if you have not answered the knowledge check question, here, let me just skip to it, number 7. If you have not answered the knowledge check question ever, you will have to answer it before they will show you the Pro Advisor Challenge. Okay, so I've already done that, which is why I could skip to the bottom. Okay, so let's just read this together. What account type would be most appropriate for tracking a loan your client took out to buy a delivery van? Okay, is that an asset account, an income account, a liabilities account, or an expenses account? Is it an expense account because we paid for it? Let's see. No, that's not right. The expense account type, sometimes this is useful and sometimes it's not. This one happens to know which one I checked. Okay, so the correct answer is, you guys all know the answer, liability account. Okay, all right. So now we get to the Pro Advisor Challenge. Okay, so the Pro Advisor Challenge, they've got a little thing here. Then they say what the task is. This is kind of the equivalent to the scenario in our exercises. But notice they don't give you any steps. This is just the scenario. There's no steps. And then they say, okay, here's the answer. And then it's like, did you get that answer? I don't know. And then if you don't know how to get to it, then they have the solution, which is no pictures, no places to click, anything. It's just words. Okay. So what we like to do is take these Pro Advisor challenges, which are not super useful, and turn them into our signature exercises. Okay. So that's what this is. Now this one today, this is the very first one in the course, in the Intuits course, and it happens to be very simple. It's just finding the chart of accounts. How do you get to the chart of accounts? Okay, so first our exercises always start with how to get to the sample company. And then, okay, so there's actually 2 ways to get to the chart of accounts. So let's go take a look at the sample company. So here I am. I'm going to go to the gear icon, click sample company. Click continue because it will exit me out if I don't. Okay, so here I am in the sample company. So one way, so going back here, so one way is from the transactions menu. Okay, so we go to the transactions menu. Here's one way to get to the chart of accounts. The other way, or another way to get to the chart of accounts, is the gear icon in the upper right hand corner, and then select chart of accounts. Okay, so here, gear icon, chart of accounts, right there. So that's the 2 ways that they tell you. That's the 2 ways in the exercise. Freebie bonus for you. It's also in Accountant Tools, and this is where I personally always access it because it's so easy. Okay, so if you did that, if you followed along and you're in the gym, then you click this and we say, woohoo, you just verified this skill and it's now added to Booksmatch, and now you have that activity happening in Booksmatch to, make sure that you are consistently active. Okay. All right. But because that exercise was so small, we're going to walk through, it's so tiny, we're going to actually walk through 1, maybe 2 more exercises. And that is so that since we're talking about the chart of accounts, how come you can't see that? Why is yours frozen? Here, let me take it off and then put it back on. There we go. Okay, so Joel, you can put this one, number 2, in the chat if you haven't already. Now this exercise is, you have in the spreadsheet in the locker room, you have the 2023 version of this. So it looks different if you're accessing it from the spreadsheet, but it's the same content. And before the end of the week, it's Friday. In the next couple of days, we'll have the new 2024 exercises available for you. Okay. So here we're adding an account to the chart of accounts. Again, it's telling us how to get to the sample company. We are already in the sample company. Okay. And so first we need to go to the chart of accounts. There's a number of ways to get there. Let's look at one. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read the scenario. What's the scenario? What are we doing? Craig is investing in some new equipment for his landscaping business and needs to add a new account to keep track of how much his equipment is worth. By the way, I forgot to read the scenario of the last one we did, which is Craig can't seem to find his chart of accounts in QuickBooks Online. See if you can find it so you can help Craig. So that was the scenario for the last one. Our new scenario is Craig is investing in some equipment for his landscaping business and needs to add a new account to keep track of how much his equipment is worth. Okay, so what kind of account do you use to track how much equipment is worth? Do you guys know the answer? I hope you do. All right, let's see. We're going to go to the exercise. Okay, from the left navigation bar, hover over transactions, then click chart of accounts. Sometimes we have a little guide me link here. I don't know why sometimes it's not there. There's a little button sometimes on these exercises that says guide me, and that will pull up the exercise side by side with the sample company. If you guys watch Jen's videos, that's what she does. But I don't know why sometimes we don't get that little link. So anyway, so we're just going to flip back and forth. From the left navigation bar, hover over transactions, then click chart of accounts. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for this. That's how we're going to get to it for this exercise. Okay, hover over transactions, click chart of accounts. We did this. We did that one. Okay. In the upper right hand corner, click the green new button, not the arrow next to it. Okay. So here's the green new button. This button is not what you want. This would allow us to import if we want, but we are going to just add a new chart or a new account. So I'm going to click that button. Okay, next we need to select the type of account. Did you guys figure it out? Did you guys figure out what kind of account we're creating to track the value of his equipment? That's going to be an asset account. Okay, so we're going to click the assets button. Okay, right there. And then we're going to, all right, so the next thing is, next we need to choose which type of asset this is and save it under that account. Equipment is a fixed asset. Okay, so right here, what type of account do we want? We want a fixed asset. Okay, these are the fixed assets that are already in the system. This is just the category of fixed asset. All right, next we need to choose the tax form. The tax form section helps the accountant fill out the tax forms. There is a list of tax form sections to choose from. If you are unsure which one to use, consult the accountant. Now, this field actually maps to other Intuit software. So the accountant, if your client's accountant is using that Intuit software, then they will want you to map these correct, to whatever they are expecting. Okay. For our purposes, we can just use the guidance by reading it and knowing, what we want. In this case, we're going to select fixed asset, other tools, equipment. Fixed asset, other tools, equipment right there. Okay. So now this was just the setup. Okay. This was the setup where it's going to fall. Now it's asking me what is going to be the name of this account. The name of this account is what's going to appear on the reports. So we want to make sure and get that right. We can always change it later if we don't get it right, but but that's what we want to do. Okay, so we're going to call this Power Tools. Okay, and I'm just going to copy. I think I can do this, copy and paste. There we go, Power Tools. And then you'll notice it's kind of scrunched here, and unfortunately there's no way for me to make it bigger. Well, I guess you can see. This is, because this is a balance sheet account, it's now showing you, this is your little preview, it's now showing you where this is going to show up on the balance sheet report, okay? So this is going to show up under the fixed assets header. It's going to be Power Tools. Is that what you want? Probably yes. Okay. All right. And then that's all we need for right now. Okay. Please don't add an opening balance. Please don't add an opening balance. If you add an opening balance, then you'll have to go through Corey's cleanup course to figure out how to clean it up. I'm just kidding. The January gym issue tells you how to clean up opening balances, and why both the cleanup course and the January gym explain why you should never add opening balances. All right. So this is where it is. So now we're just going to hit save. Okay. And I believe that that is it. Okay. So that's it for that exercise. All right. We have a couple minutes left. So we're going to try and do the second exercise. This particular exercise, is the bane of my existence. This is the third exercise. I think Joel just posted it. Okay. So this is one of the things, both of the exercises, not the first exercise of the week, but these two exercises that we're doing now, they actually come from the basic level certification course. And one of the things that you have to know in order to get your basic level certification is all about account numbers. So you can add account numbers to your chart of accounts. Alicia Katz-Pollock calls it the Dewey Decimal System of accounting, which I thought was a really good way to put it. So you can add account numbers to your chart of account, to the chart of accounts. And you have to know for the test how to do this. So we have this exercise. The problem is that the sample company misbehaves because for some reason the sample company is just very finicky about adding account numbers. I don't know why, but more than half the time it doesn't work. And so in the exercise, so let's see. Oops, I have the wrong one pulled up. Let me get the right one. Basic course. This one. There we go. Okay. And in the exercise, we start by saying, so course load up. Important. The sample company is very finicky when trying to add account numbers. Make sure you start with a fresh copy of the sample company. For example, log out and then log back in before starting this exercise. I'm not going to do that right now, and we'll see. We'll cross fingers to see to see if it works. But oh my gosh, we get so many people in the basic course that email us and say, oh, I can't add an account number. Well, yeah, that's why we have this message. We have this message because the sample company doesn't like account numbers. But we'll see. We're going to see what we can do. We've got a couple minutes left. All right, so here's the scenario. Craig's new accountant has asked you to set up account numbers for a few of his major balance sheet accounts as follows. Okay, so here are the accounts. How would you set this up for him? Okay, so we've got the sample company open, and now we're going to get started. Okay, so the way we have to do this is we have to turn it on first in the account and settings. So I click the gear icon. Okay, click account and settings. Oops, gear icon, account and settings. And then I'm going to go to the Advanced tab right here. in the chart of accounts section, click the pencil icon. You could click the pencil icon, or you can actually just click anywhere in this to basically you want to open up this section for editing. So we click that. Click the toggle on, click on the toggle across from enable account numbers. Okay, so right here, enable account numbers. We're going to turn this on. Okay, and then let's see. When we select show account numbers, it will show the numbers in your chart of accounts. Okay, so we're going to show that. We'll see the difference. If this works today, you'll see the difference in having this on and having this off. Okay, so we're going to turn it on. Okay, so check that box and then click save. Okay, so here we are. Click save. Okay, and then we're going to click done. Okay, and done. I did not realize that it was asked that when you guys worked through these exercises, it was constantly asking you if you liked it. Actually, that's like if you want to mark it as a favorite. Anyway, okay. So here we are, we're now in the chart of accounts, and look, there is a new column here that says number, okay? All right, let's see how that looks in the chart of accounts, okay? There are other ways to get to the chart of accounts, but if you use them immediately after turning on account numbers, the account numbers field sometimes won't show up. That's the problem, right? Okay, so now we are going to go into the chart of accounts. Oh, we did that already. Oh, sorry. I think I need to clean up this exercise a little bit, okay? So I guess what we're saying is we could add the numbers now, but maybe we want to make sure that it works, we want to make sure and load it again, okay? Or maybe it's because I was already in the transit. Oh, I think it's because when I did the previous exercise, I was already in the chart of accounts. I don't think that's why I have to go to the chart of accounts again. All right. Sorry, that's not very clear. All right. Now you can see there's a number field. Okay, that's what we were talking about. There are two ways to assign the numbers to the accounts. Let's start with how to edit the accounts individually. Okay. In the action column of the checking account row, click the down arrow. Okay, so here in the action column, we're going to click the down arrow, and then we're going to click edit. And there is no, see, this is the problem. So the account number is supposed to be right here. This is now supposed to be split into two fields. This is like when this exercise sometimes breaks. So maybe I should put that right at that spot in the exercise. If you don't see it there, then that's why. Okay, so that's editing it that way, and that one doesn't work. Let's see if we can do the other one. We're going to use the batch edit to add the other account numbers. So let's see if we can do this. So we're going to click the pencil just above the grid icon. Let me get back to there we go. So right here, batch edit. We're going to add account numbers this way. So what was the checking one supposed to be? 10200. If I were an accountant, I would probably know that. 10200. 10300. And 11,000 in accounts receivable. Is that right? Yeah. 11. Let's see if this works, guys. Okay. And click save. Ah! It worked. So maybe what we need to change in this exercise is just to have them do the batch edit instead of the individual edit. What happens if I go and I try and edit it now that the number's there? Oh, I can't. It's still not there. Interesting. What happens if I go here? It's still there. Okay, interesting. All right, well, maybe I'll edit the exercise to do that, to show that. Okay, here's what I wanted to point out, and this is our last thing today. Then I'll go through the chat and see what we have here. Notice how the number right here appears in the name of the account, okay? Here's the number. If we just have the number in the chart of accounts, this is what changed when you checked that box. Okay, let me look at it, show you again. So if you go into accounts, you go to advanced, you go to chart of accounts, okay? Right here where it says show account numbers, by turning this on, that means that it shows up as part of the name. And because it shows up as part of the name, then it shows up on reports, okay? So if you don't want it to show up on reports, you just want it for your own reference, then you would turn that off, uncheck that, and so you wouldn't actually see that right here. Okay, all right, that's it. Let me go back through the chat and see what's going on, what questions people have. All right, good morning. Fix the hearing issue. Okay. Oh, somebody said, Amy Lynn says, I'm enjoying the ride, loving the cleanup course. Yay, Corey. Loving the cleanup course. Can't wait to do payroll. Yeah, I'm excited to see what payroll will be too. Okay, let's see. What other questions do we have? Let's see. Does QBO do AI for evaluating financials? That is a great question, and the answer is not yet. So they are incorporating AI they just announced in September, they're incorporating AI to do some things, but evaluating financials, I don't think is one of them. But I have heard that people sometimes put reports into ChatGPT and ask them to evaluate them. I don't have any insight on that. All right. Okay, Amy Lynn's got a support thing that's being taken care of. Corey says, let's get back to basics. Yes, that's what we're doing today. Let's see. Welcome, newbies. Okay. Anthony said hello, Joel and Corey, but he didn't say hello, Margie. Anthony, I don't know how I feel about that. Levon says, I have to say I use the locker room constantly to refresh myself and be sure I am doing things correctly for my clients. And I assume you mean the free exercises in the locker room. So yay. Let's see. Oh, the gym. Sorry, I guess she meant the gym. So the gym, she uses the gym constantly. That's great. That's great to hear. All right. We already answered about the LinkedIn profiles. So just put them in. So for Booksmatch, if you have LinkedIn profile, Instagram, all that stuff that you're using, just put them in your profile section. We don't have a specific link for them, and I'm not sure we will actually. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. I wish I could. Somebody needs to, oh, look at that. You know, we had all these issues on the on the cleanup webinar, and Corey and I were constantly like, we're bookkeepers, we're not tech people, we don't know what we're doing. So Tasha says, once you're in Booksmatch, how do you get to the classwork? So let me pull that up. So here again is Kim's accountant. So you log into Booksmatch and then you click right here, go to my courses, and it will take you. And the QBO Gym is the one that is connected to all of your stats and your verified skills and all of that stuff. But if you've purchased any other courses, so Booksmatch is really just your dashboard for all of your Fast and Easy QBO courses. And so that's how you get to them. Okay, good question. How do I remove that? Okay, let's see what else. Oh yeah, Corey corrected me. It's 1 megabyte for your profile picture, not 1 gigabyte. I guess that would be a pretty big. I guess that would pretty big profile picture. Let's see. Should be 1 megabyte. Let's see. Amy Lynn got her thing figured out. Good. Oh, Tasha said, oops, I found it, but it was a good demonstration for everybody. So I'm glad you asked the question. Oh, excellent question. So Iris says, what I meant was, I would have a link that I can put on my LinkedIn profile to take the person to Booksmatch. That is, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I've had a couple people, as we were envisioning Booksmatch, we never literally thought of that. We're trying to think of everything, but we never ever thought that you guys would want to do that. And now suddenly we have all these people saying, well, how can I show myself off? And I'm like, well, dang, that's a really good question. And so we've got to add that. We're going to have a development meeting next week to talk about like all of the fun new stuff that's coming up. And so some of it's related to year 2 that we're talking, year 2 of the gym. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Because that would be super valuable, right? To like show yourself off, show off your stats. Yeah. All right. Great question. Corey says we're both exhausted and energized. This is true. Yes, we have been working very hard. Okay, Emily's still troubleshooting. I answered this question before, but I'll just say it again. Iris is asking, how does the recruiter find me? Yes, it is booksmatch.us. Booksmatch.us. We don't have a sale. I mean, you can go there right now. Actually, you have to go in a private window or an incognito window, because if you just type Booksmatch US, it'll probably take you just to your profile. But to go to the recruiter page, you would go to booksmatch.us, like in an incognito window, and you'll see that there's really not a sales page or anything. It's just like, because again, at this point, we're still just doing individual demos. We haven't like rolled it out yet to advertise or talk to like people stuff. So, but that's coming. Okay. I think maybe that Corey was answering that question in the chat. Okay. I think in the gray bar would be great, so you can see it right away and not have to look for it. Just my opinion. That was when I asked where should the question or the exercise of the week go? Maybe. Thank you for that. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else. Let's see, having issues with the link. You got that taken care of. Let's see. Wahoo. I don't know what that was for back in the chat, but all right. Wahoo. All right. If you join the gym, okay, this is another question by Iris, but I don't mind that they're all from Iris because she asked great questions. All right. If you join the gym after you have done some exercises, will the gym update to show what was done? The exercises the free exercises that you are doing are it depends on what exercises you're talking about. Okay, so the free exercises that you're doing are from our certification courses or from our Getting Started course, which is kind of like your foot in the door, getting oriented course. Those exercises are not linked to the gym. The only exercises that are not, those exercises are not linked to Booksmatch. The only exercises that are linked to Booksmatch are the ones that you do inside the gym. Okay, so you couldn't have done gym exercises if you didn't have if you didn't have a gym membership. If you are doing, so let's say you don't have a membership to the gym, you're just in the locker room, you're on this call, on this live stream, and we give you a free exercise from the gym. No, that will not translate. You'll have to do that exercise again inside the gym when you're already active to get credit for it. All right, hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let's see. Got some more links here. Yes, Joel said that. It's if you're doing them from the live stream, it won't record your work. Corey says, poor Craig, I'm glad he has us. Yeah, Craig is our fictitious business owner, and he just has all sorts of problems. All sorts of problems. It's good that he has us. All right, we're a little over time. Now it's the whole mix-up about that question. Okay, we've got some questions that Corey's answering about the new cleanup course. Amy Lynn says, always a good one every Friday. Glad to hear it. You never know, because we've been doing so many advanced level exercises. Now we're going back to basics. So when we're doing the advanced level exercises, we had basic people are going, oh, I'm lost. And then we do the basic exercises and the advanced people go like, I'm bored. So, so I'm glad it's useful. Let's see. This is a great question. Booksmatch, is it just for those looking for W-2 employees or clients looking for bookkeepers? The first one, our first release, or the first market that we are talking to, the people that we're talking to, are primarily for W-2 employees. But before the end of the year, like this is what we're expanding out to. We're going to have, we'll be rolling it out to small business owners that are looking for their own bookkeepers, for contractor bookkeepers. And you guys, there's so many exciting things happening, and I don't know how much of it I can tell you. I'm going to leave it a secret. Yeah. For the small business owners who are looking for help, we have something special planned. But yeah, so eventually bill everybody. That's who we are rolling it out to. Anthony says he didn't say hi to me because I was busy. I appreciate that. Okay, Iris is asking a question that needs to be dealt with on support. So hopefully Joel saw that, or Iris, the two different email addresses, email support, and we'll get that taken care of. Let's see. There are many different platforms to advertise, and that would be great to link to Booksmatch as well. Upwork, Thumbtack. You're right. That is brilliant. Like, there should be a way for you to show yourself off on all of these other platforms. Yeah, you're absolutely right. As soon as I hang up the phone, I'm going to call my business partner, because this is, this is good stuff. Good stuff. You should be able to do that. All right. Let's see. Joel's and Iris are talking together here from the Oregon coast. I'm guessing that's Tracy. Let's see. Thank you, Margie and team. We're the best. Aw. All right. I think that's it. All right. We're 12 minutes over. Not too bad. Not too bad. I've gone way over longer before. So anyway, all right, you guys have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on Monday for our Monday Mindset call. And I think I'm probably going to schedule it because we've got important beginning of the year stuff to talk about, because we want you to be successful this year. We want all of you, every single one of you listening to this call or watching this recording, to make money this year. And not just make money. I mean, that's important, but to me, that's not the most important thing. To me, the most important thing is that you are having a positive impact on the businesses that you serve. That's really what I want to see. I want to see you helping these struggling business owners and helping them get clarity on their books, helping them, relieve the burden of having to do something that's not in their wheelhouse. On the call on Wednesday, we kept talking about this plumber who should be plumbing, not doing books, right? So anyway, all right, so that's it. I will see you on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend, and I can't wait to hear your success story.